Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Faculty of Business, Economics, and Political Science, I'd like to welcome you all to this plenary session with the Youth for Sustainable Development Club. As the advisor of the Youth for Sustainable Development Club, I'm happy that we are having this event now where we are inviting stakeholders to brainstorm with us, to think and to evaluate and to comment on the plan that as you know, the club was established last year, but with Corona and all these events, we were not able to start really operating. Now we have had several meetings with members, with the leaders, with the president and vice president of the club, and we have reached a plan that we would like to share with you and to get your feedback as the stakeholders of at BUE and of the society at large. We are happy to be having with us guests that represent very important sectors of the society that are dealing with youth, that are dealing with sustainable development as well. The objective, the mission and the vision we will go through when we are doing the introductions by all staff members and members of the club. I'd like to highlight the objectives that we have. We want to have this club be engaged in activities that develop the role of youth, to transform the ideas of youth and to put them into action, that actions that are serving the development of the community, the development of the society, the development of the country at large. We want, of course, to focus on Egypt and challenges related to Egypt. I will not spoil what we want to say as our initial and the mega project we intend to do, but I would like to say that we are intending to take all the goals of sustainable development into consideration. We have taken all aspects of 2030 strategy into account, and we want to come up with ideas, projects, behaviors, and attitudes for all BUE community stakeholders and all community around us. We are starting our event with welcoming again, especially Dr. Wardani, Mr. Fathi Ahmed. I'm welcoming all staff members of the Faculty of Business, Economics, and Political Science. And I'm welcoming, of course, all my daughters and sons, my students of the faculty and students from other faculties as well as my colleagues in the university and in the management of the university at BUE. So we would first like to start with an introductory video, and then we will go with the rest of the agenda of this hour, and I hope to have a very productive session with you today. If you have any comments, please feel free to use the chat. We will have a devoted time for feedback and comments that will be moderated by Dr. Ola Mamdouh, by Ms. Sarah Ahmed, and myself. So there is a chance to comment on any comments, any questions you have, and to answer any questions or receive your feedback on any points that we discuss. So going now to the video that is developed by the group, the leaders, and the founders of the Youth for Sustainable Development Club. Please go ahead and stop. Thank you very much. I hope this gives a good introduction, a basic view of the club, the vision and mission, and members who have collaborated in this club and its activities so far. I would ask now to have the agenda to look to. This is how we are dividing today the session that we are having. So we will go now to the speeches of the president and the vice president of the YSD, Ms. Heidi Khassas and Mr. Mustafa. Please go ahead, Heidi.
Thank you, Dr. Hadia. Hello, everyone. This is Heidi Al-Asabi, the YSD president and co-founder. In the beginning, let me welcome all of our guests and attendees. It's a pleasure to have all of you with us today. Let me also send special thanks to Dr. Hadia, Dr. Ola, and YSD leaders for their efforts in helping me and Mustafa to make this club a reality on the ground. As for my colleagues, the BUE students, I want all of you to make sure you make use of this unprecedented opportunity. This entity opened the doors for each and every one of you to think outside of the box and to share his or her ideas and to apply them on the ground. Since we as the youth represent the future, this makes us the real owner of sustainable development agendas. This makes a huge responsibility on us to rise up and act. We have the strength and dynamism to generate a huge transformation in our society by putting the SDGs into application. I invite all of you to join our journey of change to serve our society and to make and our country as a whole. So let's take the initiative. Let's have an impact. Thank you. We'll leave you with Mustafa.
Thank you, Heidi. First of all, I'm glad to have all of you today in the YSD Club first event. And personally, my goal here and my team's goal is to create a story that actually matters through empowering youth to be the change agents and to be in a position that inspires them to face our nation's challenges. And actually, if you're joining us today, this means that you are passionate about change, but you don't have to change all the world to make a change or make a difference. But actually, by transforming one negative issue, for instance, such as plastic waste, into a positive one, in this way you are making a change and you're inspiring others to join you. And because me and my team, everyone here believe that that everyone can have an impact, I would like to challenge all the BUE students after this event to consider making a change by transforming one negative issue into a positive one. And again, I would like to welcome all of the participants and the guests, and we're going to continue right now. اوكي دكتور يوسف الورداني حضرتك ممكن تبدأ.
Okay, يعني first of all, thanks to Dr. Hadia and Dr. Ola and Mustafa and Heidi for inviting me to participate in this important event. We have يعني a rich dialogue with the BUE. We attended 2 meetings last year and this year with Dr. Amani Masoud Al-Haddini, and we met with a lot of students. In this meeting, we agreed to implement some activities. First, we opened the door for BUE students to have a voluntary training courses in the Ministry of Youth and Sport. And already we host 2 students. One is Suhaila and the other is Salma Islam. Second, we are very keen about the role of a change in the society, but change in which direction? Toward building the new Egypt and creating sustainable communities, whereas we focus much on the behavior and the attitudes and turning ideas into actions, concrete actions. In this, we have established a separate unit for sustainable development within the ministry, and we organize a lot of events. First, in making people aware of the sustainable development goals, not only the 17 goals, but also the indicators, 169, Also about how to link these activities to the presidential campaign of Haya Karima and for developing youth centers that is spread all over Egypt. Second, we deal with Fathi Ahmed, and he is participating now with us in Youth 2030 in implementing a big project about electoral local councils election and the linkage to sustainable development. And also we integrate sustainable development in most of the project and programs implemented by the ministry. Tomorrow, I will focus much about the concrete role of the ministry, about the opportunities that we provide for BUE students to participate in the ministry and for the fund we offer. But this tomorrow, and at the end, thanks so much for the BUE for letting me participate in this important event. And I transfer to you the greeting of Dr. Ashraf Sobhi, the Minister of Youth and Sport. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Youssef. It's a pleasure to have you, and many thanks to the Ministry of Youth and to the Minister. Mr. Fathi, we are welcoming you. If you please can give us your word now, Mr. Fathi Ahmed.
أشكرك، شكرا لحضراتكم، بشكركم على الاستضافة، شكرا دكتور يوسف وشكرا مصطفى. أعرفكم بنفسي، أولا أنا اسمي فتحي عماد، أنا رئيس شباب مصر 2030 ورئيس هيئة المعرفة بمصر التابعة للUNDP الإقليمي للوطن العربي ومؤسسة محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم للمعرفة. أنا سريعا هديكم نبذة عن شباب مصر 2030. أنا كنت مساهم في عملية تحديث استراتيجية التنمية المستدامة في وزارة التخطيط عام 2018 كممثل عن الشباب. شوية جه دور شباب مصر 2030 من هنا إن احنا نبدأ نشارك الشباب في عملية تحديث استراتيجية التنمية المستدامة رؤية مصر 2030، وبالفعل قدرنا نشارك الشباب وعملنا رؤية شبابية داعمة للاستراتيجية. ده كان وقتها بقيادة الدكتور حسين أباظة، كان المسؤول عن العملية التحديث ومستشار وزارة التخطيط والبيئة للتنمية المستدامة. حاليا بشارك مع معهد الحوكمة والتنمية المستدامة في إعداد دليل للتنمية المستدامة، وكمان في تنظيم مبادرة كن سفيرا لإعداد سفراء للتنمية المستدامة من على مستوى محافظات مصر. بشكركم وانا معاكم برضو لو في اي اسئله او حاجه.
خالص الشكر للاستاذ فتحي عماد. Now we go to the introduction of the project and Dr. Ola Mamdouh and the team.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Youssef. Thank you very much, Mr. Fathi. What's nice today that we're having this youth communication. The key aspect in the Sustainable Development Goals is to localize it within the country and to have the youth to have a key role in this strategy as well. As Dr. Youssef should be aware not only about the SDGs but also about the indicators. This is quite right, because the indicators are the things that will make everyone capable of narrowing it down and see how he can achieve or contribute in achieving some of these SDGs. Regarding the Sustainable Development Strategy and its modernization, it's nice that Mr. Fathi has worked on this. This is quite great. In fact, we've joined Dr. Hussein Abaza and the Ministry of Planning earlier, before even the launch of the Sustainable Development Strategy 2030 of the country, before even 2015, the old strategy, before even the old one, before this modernized one. We always need to update it, so this is quite good that we're making these updates, and we always want to narrow it down to every sector in the country. One of these sectors, of course, is the education and the youth. Having the education in schools as well as in universities, integrating sustainable development goals is something critical. what's nice about the Youth for Sustainable Development Club today is that they are not just applying what they have learned in their curriculum. However, they are making this come to action, this knowledge come to action by trying to put it into live projects. This project that will be presented now by the group leaders is the result of brainstorming sessions by the students. What's nice about it is that it is a comprehensive project that tackles several aspects. It's not just about the problem of, you will see that it is about plastic pollution. So it is not just tackling it from one perspective, however, from several perspectives. So what's good about it is the comprehensive view. And I will leave now the floor for the members, leaders to present this. I would also like to encourage more students to join the club. There will be a link in the chat that can be accessed by the students who would like to be members in the club Youth for Sustainable Development. So please, Radwa, could you please start presenting the project idea?
Sure. Thank you so much, Dr. Ala. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Radwa Rodi, a student at Year 3 After Prep and the leader at the social council of the club. It's an honor to have you all. Our project is called Towards Zero Plastic Waste for a better environment. And as you all can see on the left side, this is a summary of the nature, objective, and description of the project. It's initiated by youth to localize as SDGs by recycling plastic waste into products to benefit the whole community. Okay, so who's gonna work on the implementation process? The BEPS faculty of the BUE, which is the Business Administration, Economics, and Political Science faculty, inshallah. And how long is the implementation process? The project is to be implemented from 6 to 8 weeks in the next summer, also, inshallah. Now I leave the floor for Heidi to start with slide 3.
Our project include 5 main pillars of activities. The first one is include raising the awareness. The second one, collecting and recycling the plastic. The third one, reproducing plastic. And the fourth one, training and building capacities. And the fifth one, substitute plastics.
Can we proceed to the next slide?
Go ahead, Mustafa.
We just need to proceed to the next slide.
Yes, we are. We all see the next slide in front.
Yes, thank you. One of the first steps that we're going to focus in is raising awareness. Of course, we're going to try to change the culture of our students and in our campus to transform any use of plastic into and we're gonna use other things instead of plastics. This is طبعا عشان نقدر نحن نقلل ال use of plastics in our campus. And we're going to go to raise awareness in schools, public and private schools, including the Modern School of Egypt and the Egyptian Corporation of Child in Cairo. as we're going to teach them how to actually use the plastic to make a product. فمثلا ممكن they can make ممكن يعملوا طيارات بالبرودكتس دي، ممكن يقدروا يعملوا مقالم. ف what we're going to يعني what we're trying to make here ان احنا نغير الكالتشر بتاعتهم، بدل ما يبقى فيه plastic waste يترمي، they can use the plastic for their own needs. And of course we're targeting برضو ال orphanages وال elderly people، عشان يعني احنا we need to integrate them in our process. And this is for our plan for the awareness. We can proceed.
Hi everyone, I hope that you're all having a good time and that you're all well and safe. This is Yahya Amr, Senior International Business Student and leader of the Environmental Council. It's our duty in the Environmental Council to raise awareness about environmental issues and how to overcome them through integrating the environmental concepts with entrepreneurial concepts to enhance and develop our social skills and our trainees' social skills as well. So in the second step of our process is collecting the plastic. We are going to collect plastic from different the organization in the region of Al Shuruq, Obur, Madinati, and Badr. Our potential partners that we had business meeting with, and they were very supportive of our initiative, and they were very helpful. And we are soon to sign the contracts are Outgreens, Go Clean, and Bika. And that takes us to the third step in the cycle, which is recycling and reproducing plastic. And that itself is our edge, because we're aiming for sustainability and and improving the environment. Improving the environment will not come by just we collecting and recycle, as long as it will come by sustaining our efforts and sustaining our projects. And that's in the edge that we are aiming for in the YSD. So our potential recycling partners will be Ban Plastic and Outgreens. And now I will leave the floor to Mustafa to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, and regarding the training and capacity building, we're going to be trained from the Center of Innovation, Governance and Green Economy. And of course, me and Heidi and Miss Bissara with us in be an ambassador, the initiative of be an ambassador Konsafiran. And of course, we're under the supervision and the training of the three departments: the economic department, the business administration department, and the political science department. And we're going to provide for our members workshops with Outgreens to understand how to they can clean up plastic and change and make the process of changing it to another products. And we're going to target NGOs that actually focus on elderly people. Sorry, not elderly people, women, special needs kids, and disabled people. And also we're working in collaboration with the BOE community service community. And actually, this is regarding the training and capacity building, and we can go to the other slide.
So our first step in the process is to start using plastic alternatives as cotton bags to lengthen the life cycle of the product. And we can use as well paper bags that was used in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Using recycled plastic that's made in the process in the form of an efficient, strong environmental bags will help in saving the environment, because we will use our products and reuse them without having the option of throwing them away. And that will keep a sustainable environment around us. And that will be throughout our potential partners, the one who will do the recycling process two products will be Reform Studio, Slovan, and Upviews. And in the coming phases of this project, perhaps in 1 year, our university labs will start partnering up with the YSD to come up with initiatives to replace plastic in the university. And that would be, as example, as using products and materials that we can extract from sugar canes, shrimp shells, and cellulose. And now I will leave the floor to my colleagues.
Okay, hi everyone. This is Farida Ihab, a senior political science student and the leader of the Social Council along with my colleague Radwa. So in our Social Council, we will be having the chance to tackle the social aspects of the SDGs, which for example include gender equality, zero poverty, and quality education. Not only we will be examining and discussing the SDGs theoretically, but we'll be having the chance to apply them practically through the application of the proposed project on the ground. So by focusing on the social SDGs, the trainees will get the chance to comprehensively study and understand the importance of the social aspects of the achievement of success. Oh, sorry? Should I proceed?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead.
So by tackling or by focusing on the social SDGs, the trainees will get the chance to comprehensively study and understand the importance of the social aspects of the achievement of successful sustainable development projects. So let me go through the social goals. We'll be tackling, for example, the goals of no poverty, gender equality, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, partnerships for the goals, and gender equality. And now I'll be leaving you with the Environmental Council.
Hi, good afternoon. First, I apologize if the surrounding is noisy. Second, this is Sarah Hisham, a senior political science student and leader of the Environmental Council. It is of pleasure to say that the Youth for Sustainable Development Club aims at balancing the benefits of the three dimensions of sustainable development: social, environmental, and economic. However, in the Environmental Council, we tend to focus our attention on the goals that target the environmental goals as goals number 6, 13, 14, and 15, that targets life below water and on land. This is going to be achieved through a series of workshops whose main aim is to project onto the pre-mentioned SDGs. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Rita Hilal, a senior political science student and the leader of the Economic Council. So it is always important to consider the economic dimension of development in order to better understand and apply the SDGs. And this is the main purpose of our council. So in fact, the trainees will get the chance to discover and deeply analyze the economic goals of the SDGs, but also discuss the main economic contributions of the proposed project. Thus, in our council, the trainees will acquire more knowledge and understanding of sustainable development, not only through theoretical discussions, but also through a practical on-the-ground implementation. So we will be focusing on the following economic goals: decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, and responsible consumption and production. Thank you.
Thank you all very much for the thorough presentation and the mind map of the project. If we can have the agenda back on the screen. I just want to ask if we have Mr. Omar Al-Ghawabi with us or not yet. Okay, because he said he will join later.
He will be here after 5 minutes, Mr. Omar.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, great. So as you have seen from the project that the club has in mind, and about with the 5 pillars, it is really an integrated project. So the project starts with raising awareness on so many levels in so many areas. And as Yahya has pointed out, we are focusing on the areas around us: شروق, عبور, مدينتي, رحاب, and تجمع, as well as Badr. So we will have more videos that we will give because of Corona. We will send to specific entities like orphanages, like elderly homes, like schools. Schools, we will actually target public schools, as Mustafa has explained, and private schools as well. So the aim of these videos will be to raise the awareness so that everybody knows what is sustainable development, what is sustainability, how can we take care of our environment, how can we take more care of our community. We will introduce to everyone the idea of plastics, of plastics waste, and how we can take care of this in a more productive way, in a sustainable way, in a way to preserve the environment for future generations. So this whole phase will be the awareness session, and as they explained, we will be focusing on the communities around us. Then, in cooperation with many partners, we will initiate the collecting of the plastic waste. This will be also done in the places where we raised awareness. So we will ask all these places to be partners with us as well, and to collect their plastics, so that these companies we are collaborating with go and collect the plastics from these places where we already raised the awareness, in addition to other places. Then with our other partners, we are going to bring all these plastics, and we are going to reproduce and recycle this material into many products that can be used for other material and products as well. So we will, for example, we aim to produce plastic chairs and give them to the orphanages. We want to produce sticks that the elderly can use, also out of plastic. We want to produce carpets out of plastic. We want to, and this goes to number 4 for the training and capacity building, where we will be dealing with NGOs that are dealing with disabled and with women in particular, and we will plan with them trainings of women and disabled to produce things like carpets out of plastic thread. So many products that can be nice, as Mustafa has explained, like pencil holders, like cups, things like that, that we can also go and distribute back to the elderly homes, to the orphanages, to the schools, and so on. And at the same time, the pillar number 5 is very important, where it is focusing on initiating and developing the idea of substituting for plastic. So in parallel with reproducing and recycling plastics, we are going to also substitute plastics and use other material, and encourage the use of other material that substitutes plastics. We will also start with the BUE, for example, like not using plastic cups in our food court, and encouraging people to have their own cups and come and take their tea and coffee, for example, so that they have a discount for doing that. So step by step, they will forget about plastics all together. So, and the same thing will be done in the orphanages, and the schools, and so on. So we want to have a complete circle, where it is a project that is developing and built on all pillars together, and at the end, having all these members of the community, the children in the schools, the students, the children in the orphanages, and also the elderly people, all of them together being part of this. At the end, eventually, one of these days, we will have a community that is really totally, hopefully, plastic free, and more sustainable, more environment friendly, and more having more for future generations. I hope I summed up the project somehow, and I see that Mr. Omar El-Ghawabi is now with us. We would like to welcome him. He is a business developer, entrepreneur, and international lawyer. He leads the business development and the innovation department at the Youth Leaders Foundation. Welcome, Mr. Omar, and the floor is yours to give us an idea about your activities and your composition as well, please. Thank you.
Okay, great. Hello, thank you so much for the welcoming. I feel honored that I'm with you today. As you have said, I work for Youth Leaders Foundation. I studied international law with geopolitics with specialty in international sustainable development goals or international humanitarian goals that then extended into SDGs studies. So I really feel honored to be with you النهارده. So allow me to give you a brief about what we've done. احنا في YLF, whenever we finished our studies, we came back to Masr and we had a vision that Egypt is the right place to start implementing رؤية 2030 للدولة ومن الناحية الثانية the implementation of the SDGs. we worked on a first program كان اسمه leadership program. ده كان بيشتغل ان احنا بنعمل assessment للطلبة الموجودين في الجامعات المصرية. كنا بنعمل لهم assessment through using the same assessment tool اللي بيستخدموها في اليو ان. وذن بناخد منهم الكرام دول الكرام وكنا بنبتدي ان احنا نديفلوب فيهم ونزقهم في implementation phases ساعدهم ان هم يبقوا corporate ready او entrepreneurial ready او لو هم هيبقوا freelancers يبقوا عارفين ازاي how they can monetize these projects. And then we started thinking the amazing role that the student activities play في الجامعات المصرية. It has to be مش harvested, nourished, and looked at. We thought, why not we create the biggest platform اللي بتجمع كل الأنشطة الطلابية, all the student activities under one umbrella, under competition that works on implementing social causes related to the SDGs. So this started 2 years ago. It was a project called Leaders League. Allow me to give you just a brief about Leaders League. احنا we work across 322 نشاط طلابي across مصر بحالها. We cover the 17 goals of the SDGs nearly every time we launch the event بتاعنا. Student activities come from across كل جامعات مصر. ان هم يقدموا في across 5 sectors, منهم السيكتور بتاع Human Development Education, منهم السيكتور اللي دعوه بالتكنولوجي and innovation, منهم السيكتور اللي دعوه بالميديكال, جزء اللي دعوه بالانفايرمنتال, برضو المودلز او نظم المحاكاه بيبقى ليهم السيكتور بتاعهم. والولاد دول بيبتدوا ان هم يقدموا الكازز بتاعتهم والافكار دي it gets presented in front of people from the public sector and the private sector. بيبقى حاضر judging panel محترمه جدا, بيبقى ده قائم فيها دور الوزارات المعنيه اللي معانا, ومن الناحيه الثانيه بيبقى حاضر الشركات الراعيه اللي معانا بتاسس الافكار دي, نختار اكتر افكار applicable واكسسبل وافوردبل للماركت وتبقى ماشيه على رؤيه الدوله او توجه القياده السياسيه. واكوردنج لده الولاد دول بيكسبوا فاندنج, والفاندنج ده بيتم تطبيقه بعد كده, وبنساعدهم ان هم يحطوا اكشن بلان ويقدروا ان هم يطبقوا الفكره بتاعتهم على ارض الواقع. ف the role البروجكتس اللي احنا شفناهم اكراس السنتين اللي فاتوا دول تبين اهميه الانشطه الطلابيه في مصر. احنا شفنا بروجكتس عن ناس بتخدم مناطق حيويه في مصر, حاجات زي عزبة خير الله. شفنا okay, regarding awareness phase. Okay, I'll take questions في الآخر. طيب I'll finish this. I'll take the question على طول. So what I was saying, كانت الحتة بتاعت let's look at it from a different perspective. إن الأنشطة الطلابية الطلبة موجودين في الجامعات المصرية فعلا بينزلوا ويخشوا للمناطق الأشد فقرا دي, إن هم يعلموا الناس جوه يعني إيه شمول مالي, يعني إيه حد أرمل, واحدة أرملة تبقى عندها الأوبورتيونيتي إن هي تبقى عندها مكنة خياطة وتعمل نفسها. من ناحية تانية كان عندنا student activities تانية زي حضراتكم شغالين على الأنشطة الطلابية, شغالين على الأنشطة الطلابية برضو معاهم, وشغالين على إن هم implementation of the SDGs اللي تعتبر the core of رؤية الدولة. خليني I'll take questions. كان في سؤال. Okay, so what are the team's plan ensuring we're not just letting people know what the SDGs are. What also it's extremely important, especially in instant orphanages and nursing homes, that they have enough plates. That's my belief in the SDGs to be a priority. Okay. How do we? Okay, Kauthar. How do we actually figure out whether we're working on the SDGs بالطريقة صح أو لأ؟ في حاجة اسمها targets and indicators. احنا when we work with the student activities, whenever we started doing the awareness phase لل student activities دي، احنا we started doing ان احنا نجيبهم عندنا المكتب وان احنا نقعد نفهمهم يعني ايه SDGs. What are the goals? What are the 17 goals of the SDGs? What are the different targets and indicators that they can assess through it? What kind of SDGs they're working on? How they can choose a main goal ليهم و sub goal ليهم depending on the projects they're working on. فبقى ال SDGs بقت title لcauses هما they're already implementing. Different يعني I will not focus exactly whether it's the orphanages or the nursery homes because we have 322 project. لو انا اتكلمت على aspect واحد منهم هبقى انا بظلم الباقي. بس انت بتتكلمي على projects across مجالات مختلفة قوي كلهم أو معظمهم they have the huge title of I'm working on this goal because I have these indicators and I have these targets. Okay, and if I exceed فيهم أنا هبقى بقدم للجول ده جول ده أحسن بطريقة أحسن. This is at least how we have worked on it. Okay. Does this answer your question about it?
Mr. Omar, I think that Kauthar also has this general question for all of us for the project that the YSD is doing as well. So I think maybe we can answer all questions at the end. They can write them in the chat now because we said this at the beginning. Let's wait until the end and then we answer all questions.
Perfect. أنا كده I'm done with the talk. And I had a very short talk النهاردة معاكم. I'm open to questions. If anyone wants to ask anything, I'm here.
Yes, I think I will have the first question because I would like to know more about the competition that you have.
Perfect. Okay. So can I get your name, Toy?
My name is Hadia Fakhreddin. I'm the Vice Dean for Teaching and Learning at the Faculty of Business Economics and Political Science.
Dr. Hadia, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have known your voice best. Thank you for
It's fine. No, it's not. It's okay, perfectly all right. Go ahead.
So, Dr. Hadia, what we've done is إن إحنا في 2018 we started working على الأنشطة الطلابية إن إحنا نعرف what kind of problems they face في الماركت. فلقينا إن most of the student activities face 3 problems. First problem إن هم they find restrictions إن هم فيجيبوا الموافقات إن هم يقدروا يطبقوا بيها projects معينة. إن it's a huge chain of command عقبال ما هم يقدروا يوصلوا للديسيجن ميكر عشان البروجكت بتاعهم يقدر يتم. مش معنى إن حضرتك مثلا as I can see you're extremely motivated towards helping بس عقبال ما بيوصلوا لك it's very tough. من ناحية تانية برضه لقينا إن هم ودي برضه على كلام student activity ان هم they have very strong problems towards allocating the right funding اللي يساعدهم ان هم يقدروا يطبقوا البروجكت. اوكي. وحتى بعد ما هم بيطبقوا البروجكتس دي احنا عندنا student activities بقالهم سنين شغالين across اماكن حيويه بيعملوا projects محترمه and we have not heard of them so they don't receive the right exposure.
لا خلاص.
Yes.
فاضل دقيقة.
Okay, فاضل دقيقة. Okay. So we started creating a competition ان الولاد دول يجوا يبريزنت الافكار بتاعتهم دي قدام ناس who are subject matter experts في fields مختلفة. subject matter experts دول بيأسسوا الافكار واحسن افكار فعلا would get the exposure and the vision بتاعت الببليك سيكتور من ناحية حضور حضراتكم كرؤساء الجامعات ونواب رؤساء الجامعات. ومن ناحية تانية دكتور خالد عبد الغفار هو بينزل يلف برضه بنفسه across البروجكتس بتاعت الطلبة. ومن الناحية التانية بنبتدي ان احنا نشوف البرايفت سيكتور بيبتدي ان هو يشوف ايه الاجنداز بتاعته ايه اللي متوافق مع الاجنداز بتاعته يبتدي ان هو يفند فيها. فهي دي بيزيكلي الكومبيتيشن بتاعتنا in very brief. انا عارف انا عشان سمعت ان في 1 minute left
And how do you and then when you for example you choose certain a certain entity that yes you like their project, how does it go then?
Okay, so we allocate funding. It's a competition. We have 10 winners. 2 winners per sector. Yes, 2 winners per sector. السيكتورز دول الولاد دول بيبقى عندهم والت عندنا بالفلوس الفندنج اللي هم كسبوها دي، والفندنج ده احنا بنطلعه لهم في شكل اكشن بلان، بنساعدهم فيها ان هم يقدروا يطبقوا الفكره دي على ارض الواقع. It's not a success بالنسبه لي ان هم ياخدوا الفندنج ده ويطلعوا بيه مثلا السخنه. الفندنج انا السكسس بتاعي ان هم ياخدوا الانفستمنت ده ويطبقوها في السوشيال بروجكت بتاعهم، الفيجن بتاعتهم. فاحنا بنساعدهم حتى في دي في المنتورشيب بتاعتها.
طيب, and can you, for example, send us the announcement of this competition so that I can send it also in general to the students of the faculty, and also the club might be interested in pursuing this?
We'd be honored, Dr. Hadia, and برضه we'd be honored. Let's have a quick meeting or a quick call أنا وحضرتك whenever you're available, and let's discuss it further.
Okay, great. I will have then Mustafa organize a meeting that we can have together very soon إن شاء الله. Okay.
ممكن يا دكتور هادي أضيف نقطة؟
إيه يا فندم؟
اتفضل طبعا.
طب يعني أنا برضو بأكد على كلام مصطفى. إحنا في وزارة الشباب خصصنا نوعين من التمويل. تمويل مركزي ده من خلال الوزارة حوالي 7 مليون جنيه للمبادرات الشبابية والأنشطة الطلابية، وعملنا مسابقة كبيرة اسمها إيدك معانا. تاني حاجة عملنا بروتوكول مع GIZ اللي هي هيئة التعاون الفني الألماني ووزارة التضامن على تمويل 4 مليون يورو للمبادرات الشبابية والجمعيات الأهلية اللي شغالة في مجال التنمية المستدامة وعدد من المجالات. وأنا هبعت لكم التفاصيل بتاعتها بالتفاصيل وهشرحها بالظبط احنا بنعمل فيها إيه بكرة إن شاء الله.
يا ريت دكتور يوسف، نبقى شاكرين جدا.
لا ده أكيد.
دكتور علا كانت عاوزة تعطي. شكرا جزيلا. دكتور علا كنت you wanted to add a comment?
أنا شاكرة طبعا دكتور يوسف ومستر عمر ومستر فتحي for this very يعني informative speeches. أنا بس كنت curious to know about يعني projects بتطلع وايدياز بتطلع وافكار جميله الشباب بيطلعوا بيها، وفي حاجات funds كمان بتمول الكلام ده كله. الفكره بقى ان how can we really sustain such ideas and such projects. يعني project بيتطبق a lot of projects يعني هي بتاخد time وتخلص ونرجع تاني يعني reinvent the wheel. ف يعني what could be the role of the Ministry of Youth, what could be the role of يعني YLF and even the role of the university. يعني احنا طول ما احنا شغالين على الستودنتس شغاله بتعمل brainstorming على البروجكت we're always letting them think of this aspect اللي هو how to sustain the project. يعني حلوه قوي الايديا، طب بس ازاي هنسستين البروجكت ده؟ لان I think حتى even some of the criteria for evaluating the projects is its sustainability. How can I sustain the process of this project?
أنا ممكن
نقدر نسستين ده. اتفضل.
يعني أقول لحضرتك إحنا عملنا إيه؟ أول حاجة إحنا لقينا إن في فراجمنتيشن كبير جدا في اليوث انيشيتيف وفي الستارت اب اللي بتتقدم في مصر كلها. فبدأنا زي ما حضرتك بتقولي عملنا زي فورم حطينا فيها السستينابيلتي بتاعت المبادرة كعنصر أساسي لتمويلها وتقييمها. عشان نعمل ده لقينا عملنا سوات اناليسيز وعملنا بيست اناليسيز. لقينا ان من اهم المشاكل اللي بتواجهها المبادرات الشبابيه والستارت اب الجديده هي ان هي ما عندهاش مكان تعمل فيه اجتماعات او ما عندهاش مكان تستمر فيه ومعظمها اونلاين. فربطنا بينهم وبين اليوث سنترز اللي عددهم 4400 مركز شباب في كافه الجمهوريه بحيث ان هم يقدروا يعملوا الاجتماعات جواها. ده اول حاجه. الحاجه الثانيه شجعنا عدد منهم على التحول ل NGO او انستتيوشن تبع وزاره التضامن الاجتماعي او اشهار شركات متخصصه في مجال الرياضه، شركات رياضيه او شركات شبابيه CSO في وزاره الاستثمار. وبدانا نستثنيهم من عدد من القوانين المعرقله اللي هي بتتعلق مثلا الواحد لازم يقدم 3 عروض لحاجه، وبدانا نخفف الاجراءات وبدانا نخش معاهم في انشطه دايما حسب التخصص. فلو عندنا مثلا مبادرات خاصه بالبيئه، مبادرات خاصه بالاويرنس، مبادرات خاصه بذوي الاعاقه، كل فيلد من ده بدانا نربطه مع ادارات الوزاره المعنيه ومع الستيك هولدرز المختلفين. وبدانا ننسق مع UN ومع المؤسسات الدوليه ان احنا نوجه الفند للمبادرات اللي فيها عنصر استدامه في تخطيط المشروع نفسه. لانه اسهل حاجه في الدنيا يبقى عندنا مبادره تقعد 3 شهور او 6 شهور او سنه وتختفي. وكان عندنا بعد 2011 كتير جدا كمان بدانا نعمل حاجه مختلفه خاصه في محافظات الصعيد، بدانا نربط المبادرات بامبريلا اورجانيزيشن، سواء مثلا مؤسسات اهليه كبيره او مجموعه من الخبراء في المجالات المختلفه، بحيث يبقى انا عندي المبادره دي بتطلع في اطار مؤسسه بتخلص لها الاجراءات القانونيه بتاعتها وبتساعدها وبتقدم لها خبره فنيه وبتقدم لها الموارد المتاحه بتاعتها سواء اماكن او شراكات ملازمه، وده كله عشان يبقى عندنا المبادرات. ودلوقتي بنفكر في الوزاره في اشهار يعني اتحاد جديد للكيانات الشبابيه وللعمل التطوعي، يجمع كل المبادرات وكل الكيانات الكبيره في اطاره، والدوله تخش تدعمه بصوره مباشره. فبالتالي ده اللي احنا عملناه في طابع الاستدامه، وفي حاجات تانية ممكن اقولها لحضرتك بالتفصيل حسب الوقت.
اوكي،
لا
ممكن
ممتاز
طبعا
ممتاز جدا دكتور يوسف.
دكتور يوسف طبعا this is amazing work. if I can add بس لحاجه صغيره في حته sustainability.
اتفضل.
حته السستينابيلتي للانشطه الطلابيه، احنا المشكله بتاعتها في الترانزيشن بتبقى ما بين البورد. يعني في student activities احنا تقدر ان احنا نشتغل معاهم on month يعني week to week basis on how to support بعض ازاي ان هم يقدروا يسستين البروجكتس بتاعتهم. ساعه لما نمنتور them عملنا project اسمه trainers for change، ده اللي احنا جبنا subject matter experts من across fields كتيره قوي يبتدوا ان هم يقعدوا ويمنتور الستودنت اكتيفيتيز دي على different skills و different aspects بتساعدهم ان هم يقدروا يطبقوا البروجكتس بتاعتهم دي فعلا. ف at the end of the day حته السستينابيلتي بتاعتها it's with the core of the project if I may say. احنا our dream ان احنا نبني forward thinking community. الforward thinking community دي تبقى مكونه من public and private sector بيشير الفيجن بتاعتهم للماركت ما بين سنه لسنه، والفيجن دي هي اللي تبقى شيرد لليوث، واكوردنجلي الفيجن دي احنا نبتدي ان احنا نطبقها. there is a gap between يعني how fast the world is going and how the people are trying to keep up with it. فإن نشير الدايركشن دي للطلاب through sustainable projects، هم يبتدوا يشتغلوا على الفيجن دي. This is the idea of sustainability and this is the idea of meeting الكرايتيريا بتاعت البروجكتس بتاعتهم.
Okay, thank you very much. Your feedback about the project that was presented today from your expertise in the successful projects that you've already managed and seen before. What's your feedback and how do you think it could be successful, and if there are anything that we could add to it, anything that we can remove? I know that there is only around two minutes and we should wrap up. So if you have any feedback on the project, or if you would like even to send us an email with this, then we will be very thankful. Yeah.
I'll just say something very small. I'm extremely supportive لأي حاجة ليها دعوة ب sustainable development، أي حاجة ليها دعوة باليوث. And I'm talking on my behalf and behalf of YLF. But if there's any way that we can actually assist you, help you, work together, يعني assist you in reaching أي حاجة, feel free to reach out for us and we are going to be there for help. احنا at the end of the day احنا we're working towards مستقبل بلدنا. It's the same cause.
Thank you, Mr. Omar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Omar. Do we have any comments from guests or from any participants before we wrap up? Because I know some of us are on campus and the buses will be leaving soon because we need to finish by 2. So
أنا عندي بس ملاحظة أخيرة يا دكتور هادية.
اتفضل.
يعني لو في عدد من المبادرات الشبابية الموجودة في الجامعة والمبادرات الطلابية اللي الجامعة في حاجة لدعمها، مش بس حتى في الكلية، احنا الوزارة ممكن تساعدهم كلهم، وعندنا كذا كاتيجوري للموضوع ده. فبالتالي عشان بس يعني نحط آلية لتنظيم العمل مع المبادرات الشبابية داخل الكلية.
طب لا خلاص، احنا ان شاء الله لما نجمع الحاجات والكوميونيكيت مع حضرتك علشان نشوف how we can ان احنا نقدر نستفيد من الدعم الخاص للوزارة ممكن تديه، فطبعا شيء يشرفنا يعني. انا كنت شايفة شكرا جزيلا يا فندم.
انا
بالظبط شايفة فتحي رافع ايده. اتفضل يا فتحي.
تمام. هو انا بعتذر اولا ان انا مش عارف اتابع معاكم بشكل كبير، لان للاسف في ميتنج انا برضو بنجهز لمشروع حاليا. كان دكتور يوسف ادى بريف عنه سريع، حابب في البدايه برضو اكلمكم عنه. احنا دلوقتي بننفذ مشروع خاص، هو اسمه المشروع القومي لتأهيل الشباب للمشاركة بالمحليات والمشاركة السياسية تحت عنوان قادة المحليات ورؤية مصر 2030. المشروع ده هدفه إن احنا بنأهل الشباب من سن 21 ل 40 سنة على مستوى الجمهورية للمشاركة بالمحليات، وإزاي يقدروا يحققوا التنمية المستدامة من خلال المجالس المحلية. البرنامج ده بيتعمل بالشراكة مع وزارة الشباب والرياضة، بالشراكة مع وزارة التخطيط. احنا لسه هنعلن عن باقي الشركاء، اوريدي تم الديل خلاص معاهم، ولكن لسه هنعلن خلال الأيام الجاية عن الشراكات. أتمنى إن أنتوا تتابعونا، ورغم إن أنا عارف إن أنتوا في سن الجامعة، ولكن طبعا هو شوية الورش العمل اللي هتكون بتنظم خلال الأيام دي هتكون شوية إزاي. طبعا تم إصدار البرنامج الوطني للإصلاح الاقتصادي، وده بيركز على البعد الزراعي والصناعي والمعلوماتي. فهيكون في ورش عمل بتنظم في هذه الجزئية. بما إننا بنتكلم عن الاستدامة، طبعا أنا بشوف إن الهدف الأساسي لتحقيق أي هدف بالمجتمع أو الوصول لأي هدف هو الوعي المجتمعي بيه. مش هنقدر نتكلم عن التنمية المستدامة غير لما نكون عارفين إيه هي التنمية المستدامة، إزاي نقدر نحققها. ساعتها المجتمع ممكن يتشارك في تحقيق. إحنا ممكن ننظم لكم برضو ورش عمل متخصصة في الجزئية دي للشباب، بحيث إن إحنا نقدر نفيدهم أكتر داخل معانا معهد الحوكمة والتنمية المستدامة بخبراء ومتخصصين. أوريدي ده بيتعمل من خلال برنامج كون سفيرا دلوقتي، ولكن ممكن ناس كتير ما لحقتش ان هي تقدم فيه، ممكن احنا ننظم ده. مداخلتي، انا شاب عندي 23 سنة. انا بشارك في العمل الاهلي والمجتمعي بقالي دلوقتي اكتر من 10 سنين. من وانا صغير وانا بشارك. 2012 كنت اسست في الحي بتاعي فريق بكرة، وبدأنا نشتغل مع الشباب ازاي يبدأوا يطوروا نفسهم ويأهلوا نفسهم. زي ما انا قلت، هي هدفي او القصه كلها اللي انا شغال عليها ان انا من غير ما يكون عندي وعي بالمجتمع بتاعي، من دون ما يكون عنده وعي، انا مش هقدر اوصل لاي حاجه. علشان كده كل الانشطه اللي بعملها على مدار السنين دي هي هدفها ان انا ولو اساعد، او من خلال الشباب او التيم او الخبراء اللي بيساعدونا، ان احنا لو نأهل شخص واحد هنكون كسبنا حد يكون فاهم، يكون عنده المعلومه، يقدر يساعد ويساهم بشكل أكبر. نصيحتي للشباب، طبعا هو حضراتكم كنتوا بتتكلموا عن السستينابيلتي في الستودنت اكتيفيتي. خلينا نقول ان الطلبه هتكون في الستودنت اكتيفيتي ممكن سنه 2 3، بعد كده بيبداوا يتحركوا. خلينا اقول لكم، لو انتوا طول الوقت ما يعني طول ما انتوا بتتعلموا حاجه وقادرين تطلعوا الخبرات اللي عندكم. انا مش عارف، ممكن كلامي بس بشكل سريع عشان ما اطولش عليكم، ولكن برضو لو في اي حاجه مش واضحه اكلمكم فيها، يعني نتكلم فيها باستفاضه. انا اللي عايز اقوله ان احنا بنشارك في الستودنت اكتيفيتي طول ما احنا بنتعلم حاجه، وطول ما احنا عارفين نطلع خبراتنا او نطلع قدراتنا ونطورها. ده كده انا بساهم بشكل ممكن يكون فعال. ممكن ده يكون من هنا بدايه لاستدامه فعاليه او افاده ليا وللناس اللي انا بستهدفها. خلينا نقول ان احنا كتير ممكن ما بنضمنش الستودنت اكتيفيتي. ده شكل مثالي. خلينا نقول ان احنا كلنا بنتعلم، كلنا بنحاول نستفاد. انا في سن زيكم ممكن عديت على مؤسسات مجتمع، منظمات مجتمع مدني كتير، دخلت ستودنت اكتيفيتي، اتنقلت في حاجات كتير، ولكن صدقوني وقت ما تلاقوا ان الستودنت اكتيفيتي هو مش هيبقى عندهم، هو ممكن يكون في الوقت ده قادر يقدم لك حاجه، في الوقت اللي بعده اقل فعاليه، وقت تاني يرجع يطور نفسه. خلينا نقول ان انت اربط نفسك بالمكان، لان انت بتتكلم في سنه 2، خليك بتطور فيهم مهاراتك، لانك بعد كده هترتبط بسوق عمل، هترتبط بحياه عمليه، وشويه هتكون بتندم على الوقت اللي ضاع. خلينا نستفاد من ده انتوا بجد كل ان انتوا اهتميتوا بالستودنت اكتيفيتي دي خطوه كويسه جدا، هتطور من مهاراتكم. اسرع حاجه بتطور من الشخصيه هي الاعمال التطوعيه والمجتمعيه، بتساعدك تقوي شخصيتك، بتقوي علاقاتك، بتخليك تطور فكرك وتتحرك اكتر في ان انت يكون ليك هدف في المجتمع. شويه كلام شويه مش مرتب او ملخبط، بس هو من واقع تجربه شاب اتنقل كتير. حبيت ان انا اقول الجزء ده علشان ما يكونش فيه زي وقت بيضيع، زي ان انا اربط نفسي بمكان وشويه الاقي الوقت سرق. الوقت بيعدي بسرعه، استغلوه وان شاء الله ربنا يوفقكم جميعا. معلش اسف للاطاله.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fathi. This is quite inspiring to our students and to our young colleagues. I think we need to finalize our meeting today, and I would like to thank each and every one of you for the attendance and for the participation, for the speeches. Special thanks to Dr. Yusuf Al-Wardani and to Mr. Fathi Ahmed. Of course, many thanks also to Mr. Omar El-Ghawabi for his presence and his information. I want to thank all members of the club, the YSD, and I'm happy that we are starting the activities and looking forward to many such activities to come. I think we'll be holding another activity next week and maybe another one a week or two after the Eid. So this is just the beginning. It's a good beginning having such a good number of audience and members from the community, stakeholders. So I think we are on the right track. I'm looking forward to having many more members to join, because really this is a big activity that needs lots of cooperation. And as Mr. Fathi just said, being involved in student activities is always such an inspiration and a very productive way to spending your time, and looks very good on your CV as well. I'm leaving the last comment to my colleague, Dr. Ola Mamdouh, who has been very helpful in this whole process and with the club as our technical advisor. So Ola, I leave you to conclude.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Hadia, very much. And I would like to thank all the students who have worked on this project. They had the spirit and the passion towards it. And I feel that they really want to make an action. So thank you. Thank you for each and every one of the board of the club. And we're looking forward to have more members for this club. And there's the link for recruiting the students for the club. It's in the chat. And if there are any inquiries or ideas regarding the sustainable development goals, you could come to me or to Professor Hadia in order to make a movement in this area continuously, inshallah. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for all the staff colleagues who have attended, and for all the guest speakers, Dr. Yusuf, Mr. Fathi, and Mr. Omar. Thank you very, very much for this event. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Hadia.
Thank you all, and see you next week, inshallah. And I see Mr. Omar has put something on the chat for everyone. Okay. Bye-bye. And have a good evening, inshallah. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Hadia. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Radwa, very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.